Take a look at these pictures. This is how some ASU students decided to celebrate one of our nation's best-known civil rights leaders.
Tonight, the fraternity members are in big trouble. CBS 5's Greg Argos is live over at ASU. Greg?
Epsilon fraternity held what they called an MLK party last night. It was meant to spoof today's holiday, but the pictures that ended up on social media, anything but funny. With frat members and guests dressed like this, holding these watermelon cups, and posting pictures with hashtags like Hood, My Boy Martin, Kill 'em, and I Have a Dream, it's no wonder many students at ASU are upset.
I find it offensive.
I think this represents the ignorance that still exists today.
They're just really offensive. I just don't like it at all.
The Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity held the party Sunday night. A concerned student tipped us off by email, and now TKE's national chapter is sending a team from Indianapolis to investigate.
I'll be meeting with the school as well as with the local chapter.
Patrick Leeson is the director of compliance and housing for the fraternity, and he's had to deal with problems at the chapter here at ASU before.
I was attacked, basically.
The group was just reinstated this past December after ASU suspended the chapter for fights and other violations. But some students say maybe TKE should just stay away.
That wasn't right, it was inappropriate.
And they're looking forward to seeing what's done to those who hosted this party.
We are working to remedy this issue and hold those parties who are responsible for their actions.
I think that's a very good idea. These, they obviously need to be checked in what they're doing, how they're acting, how they're presenting themselves, not only as a fraternity of brothers, but, you know, as people.
Now, a spokesperson for ASU tells us tonight that party was an unregistered Greek event, but even so, chapter operations here have been suspended for that fraternity pending the investigation. That investigation continues tomorrow when ASU officials will meet with national officials from the fraternity. We're live here at ASU. Greg Argos, CBS 5 News.
You know, here we have it again, another racist segment. I mentioned in some of my previous videos that 2013 we saw a lot of white people really show their colors. I mean, people were coming out using the N-word, practicing racism and discrimination. I mean, it was just a high abundance of people just showing their true colors. And it's leaking over into the new year. And I expected this. I didn't think it would slow down, because I think ever since that Trayvon Martin case, we just been seeing a lot of people really come out. You know, before they would do things underhandedly, and they still do it to a certain extent, but people just don't give a damn now. And, you know, here we have it again. You know, this bullshit frat fraternity practicing racism and hate. And I'm not surprised to hear this coming out of Arizona, because for you guys that are not familiar with the state of Arizona, this was the same state that didn't want to support Dr. King's holiday. You know, they have a lot of, you know, people out there with a certain type of mindset. And I've always had issues with Arizona. You know, I remember when, you know, I was coming out of high school, you know, and I mentioned this before, that I played college football, and Arizona State was one of the states that I got accepted to. And, you know, I remember my mother, she was like, well, you know, I'm in California now, and, you know, Arizona's not far. It's only 5 hours away. You can come back home. And, you know how mothers are, you know, they want to be around the sun. They don't want you to drift off too much. And, you know, I told her, I said, I'm not going to go to Arizona, because at the time, you know, I was a little bit more, I'm not going to say a little bit more, but I was young, you know, I was a tad bit cocky, because at the time, you know, I was one of the top players in the country, and, you know, I was more hot-tempered, and I knew if I went down there to Arizona State, and I had a few, you know, friends that went to that college or whatever, where they was playing basketball or just going down there just strictly for education. You know, they would tell me about a lot of things that would go on at Arizona State. And I knew, you know, if I went down there, somebody was going to say something slick or something like this would happen or whatever, and I was going to slap the shit out of somebody. And then what was going to happen, I was going to lose my scholarship, and I was going to get kicked out of the school. So before I went down there and put myself into that stipulation and under those type of conditions, I say, you know what, I'm not taking my talents to Arizona. Arizona can kiss my ass, you know. But this is what goes on, you know, not just in Arizona, but around the country. You know, we have a group of people with a certain type of mindset. And when I talk about racism, or, you know, how it affects black people, or just affect us in a whole, I always have some white person come out and say, oh, why you always talking about racism, or why you always saying this? Or, you know, you have blacks and whites that like to pretend like we live in a post-racial society. And that's bullshit, because if you look around, every time you turn on the television, you go on the internet, you know, you read the newspaper or whatever, we always see you know, a group of people that are practicing racism and discrimination. This is why I make these videos, to point this out and get us to wake up and to take the power back, so that we can not necessarily get rid of racism, because I don't think racism will ever be gone here in America, but we can demise it and we can get back the power that we deserve. But, you know, it's crazy, man. And for you guys, you know, that think we live in a post-racial society and things like this are not going on, here you go. Here you go, the group of white kids dressing up, trying to imitate black people, or playing to certain stereotypes that we all, you know, got on the throwback fitteds, and, you know, we all like watermelon, we eat chicken all day, or, you know, just really trying to play into negative stereotypes. Here you go, right here, it's right in your face. So, you know, it's just me reporting on more ignorance, you know. But this is the things that we have to take a look at when we address our society, and when we address people of other ethnicities.